Mood disorders are one of the groups of illnesses that cause significant disability amongst young people, and particularly major depressive disorder. Major depressive disorder is common in young people, more disabling than any other mental illness in young people, more disabling in fact than any physical illness in young people. And our effort here at Orygen is in finding effective treatments for depression and also trying to better understand depression, to understand what it is, why it does or doesn't get better, and what the outcomes are for young people who suffer from depression. Depression is a very prevalent illness in young people. About 1 in 4 young people will experience depression, twice as commonly in females than in males. It causes a great deal of disability for young people. It kind of has its effects through a really important stage of development when people are finishing up at school, thinking about university, thinking about work, establishing important relationships, and through the end of that period, possibly settling down in relationships, having children. And depression sort of interrupts all of that in often in ways that can have impacts right through a person's life. We want to establish better treatments for depression. The treatments we have at the moment are only modestly effective. We would hope we can find much better treatments for depression. We would hope that better treatments will aid people's recovery from depression and really ease the disability it causes at the moment. We're really examining how we use the existing treatments in a better way. So the 2 broad classes of treatments are the antidepressant medications and the psychotherapies. Now, the antidepressant medications are often used for young people with depression, and once upon a time we thought they were very effective treatments for young people with depression. More recently we've recognised they probably aren't as effective as we once thought. Overall, the evidence suggests they are effective, just not very effective. We also worry about some of the side effects the antidepressants seem to cause in young people. The other main component of treatment are the psychotherapies. So these, the main psychotherapies that we know are effective for depression are cognitive behavioural therapy and interpersonal psychotherapy. And both these therapies have much in common. They're very structured sort of therapies. They focus on the here and now. They generally last for somewhere like 3 to 4 months. And they are effective in young people, but again, not as effective as we would hope they might be. And one of the questions we have is, is a combination of therapy and medication the best way to go for people with depression, and particularly more severe types of depression? Is psychotherapy alone good enough? And we're spending a lot of time sort of examining that question. Another area of research we're looking into is trying to better understand what depression is, and one of the ways we can do that is by using functional magnetic resonance imaging, in which people go into a brain scanner and we can see what's going on in their brain as they either rest there quietly or as they engage in particular tasks. And we're interested to understand what it is about young people with depression compared to young people without depression, to understand what it is, what's going on in the brain that's associated with the depression. And we're really hopeful that using techniques like functional MRI, we will be able to target treatments at people who are most likely to get benefit from them, so that if we can, in the future, send someone for a scan, get the results of that scan, it might suggest that this is a young person who's particularly likely to benefit from medication, or that this young person is unlikely to benefit from medication. We should focus on other treatments. That's probably a long way off, but at the moment we're using the technology to start answering those questions.